Hi everyone, this is Antonio, and I'm here to talk to you about some great new technology. There is a website called Quiver.AI, and I used it to create a logo, or at least I should say, I use it to revise a logo that I had recently created. What you're looking at this moment is actually the logo as envisioned by my nephew, Edwarmin. And so we started with this logo, and I just want you to watch this video. Okay? We started with the logo, and then as you can see, it's a nice logo that was drawn. It's definitely a lot of human effort that went into this logo. Okay, and then now we are going to be transitioning over to my video. Here we are. We're at Quiver.AI. Okay, and so I gave the website my nephew's image, and it actually did much more than I expected. I only asked it to generate a logo based on the requirements, but it went ahead and it generated 4 logo versions. Absolutely amazing. And I just want you to look closely at what you're seeing here. You can see the human error, you can see the human aspect. Even if you watch really closely, you can see that the website is actually assembling the logo. It took about 5 or 6 minutes for what you're seeing here to complete. But it's actually drawing each piece, it's drawing each section. You can see it's filling in the parts. It's doing everything very logically, section by section. And I just find this absolutely amazing. Just keep watching, and you're going to see what's going on. Okay? At some points in this video, there may not be any audio. The point is, just keep watching. And when we get to certain really important parts, I may comment again. As you can see, the logo is being filled in. The different versions are being worked on simultaneously. And it took away one of the logos because I ran out of credits. I believe it was either 60 or 80 credits. But when I ran out of credits, it took away one logo that it was working on, and it stopped working on one of the 3 logos that was almost complete. It left the 3rd logo without any eyes. But that's okay, because the bulk of the focus is actually on logo number 1, which is the one on the left. The one on the left, that's the big cheese. That's the one that really looks most like what my nephew Edwarmin drew. I downloaded the logo. As you can see, there's the logo on my hard drive. I'm going to open it up in Affinity. There it is. This is the version right here that the system Quiver.AI produced. Just look at the layers that are there. I wish it actually had labeled and grouped the layers like a human would have, but that's fine. The main point is, look at the quality. I noticed that it added some shading to the face. That shading is its own layer, and I'll turn that off a little bit later. I'm just turning on and off the different layers, and if you look closely, you will see the changes as I'm changing the visibility of the different various layers. And if you couldn't tell from looking at the design process, it created these from scratch. It didn't create the logo and then vectorize after the fact. It literally created these contours from scratch to match my nephew's drawing. Here I am just turning on and off the different layers that I've noticed. It's got the patches of skin with their own layers. Very nice. This is the point in the video where I'm trying to get the audio working, and I just gave up on that part. I couldn't get the audio working in time, so I'm sort of re-recording this audio after the fact. The next time I produce a video, I'll do a much better job on the audio now that I've figured out my workflow. But going back to the logo, okay, I'm still exploring the image that was produced. I haven't given up on the audio yet. Still couldn't get the audio working in time, but it's okay. So I'm going back, looking at the layers a little bit more. Not really making any adjustments, just looking at the extent of everything that was created. This is very nice work. There you see me turning on and off some more of the different layers. Just seeing what's what. Zooming in a little bit. Initially, I thought the shading on the face was an error because my nephew, he didn't include a whole lot of shading on the face. And I think apparently maybe the software took a little bit of artistic license and put some shading into the face. The staff is exactly as my nephew drew it. The boots exactly as he drew it. I noticed the blue patches, the blue parts. Still looking at the layer list. You can see I'm turning on and off a few more pieces. The scroll that he's holding. Right, there we go. There you see I'm making adjustments to the face, the layers that the system put in. We're just still looking at the work that's been done. There you see I'm turning the shading off. There you go. So I took away the shading completely that the AI had put in there. Now that I think about it, maybe he did have shading on his original image that he gave me. I'll have to take a closer look at it. I'm about to switch to some audio that I recorded earlier, just to give you my further musings on the extent of what's going on with this. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you understand the magnitude of what I have been recording for the last 15 minutes. And I'm sorry I didn't have audio from the very beginning. I was not able to have the audio turned on and working for the bulk of what you just saw. But what has happened here is that AI has made an amazing leap forward in terms of what it is able to produce. And I really have to explain everything. Let me just begin by letting you know what I'm trying to show you. Okay? Let me set my screen aside here. And let me minimize this. And let me just say that I'm working on a project, okay? And, I had a version of a logo that another AI had created. I believe it was Gemini. And it was a beautiful logo. Beautiful, perfect. It was wonderful. It was absolutely perfect. I don't even know if a human could have made it so beautiful. The problem that I had, though, was that the obvious issue arises of how could I get copyright protection for such a logo? First of all, I didn't produce it manually. And second of all, it didn't have any layers. So what I did was I took the image that I had in my original logo and I vectorized that. And the vectorization was okay. But then it occurred to me that I really need the human element. So here's what I did. I had my nephew, who has a little bit of artistic talent. I had him produce this logo based upon what we got from the original beautiful AI-generated logo. And it is still my intention to take this logo to a logo house and have a human sketch it out by hand. That was my full intention, and it still is. But what happened to me today was that I was searching, and I said, is there something better than what I had initially started with? Is there some better technology? Is there something that can produce a layered SVG file that was done in some kind of a human-like manner? And I said, my goodness, I found it. This product is called Quiver.AI. You know, like the quiver of an arrow, Quiver.AI. And again, this is the image that my nephew, Edwarmin, great nephew, by the way, very talented, especially for a 9-year-old. I don't even think he's 9, but very talented kid. So this is his image that he gave me, and so I've shown you his image, and then let me take you back to the website. Now this is Quiver.AI, and what I did was I gave the website the image that my nephew produced for me. And I told it, I said, draw this person in full color with layers. Every body part should be on its own layer. This is a plumber with a special magical staff that has turned him into a time traveler. That was my prompt. And this is what the system provided for me. Now, it gave me, I believe, 80 credits. This is what was done with 80 credits. I only asked for the logo, and it gave me 4. But technically, it stopped on the 4th one, so it gave me 3. Okay? And this 3rd one here doesn't seem to have any eyes. So apparently I ran out of credits before it could draw the eyes on the 3rd one. But it finished the 1st one. And I'm just amazed at this. Absolutely amazed. It kept my nephew's imperfections. I couldn't look at this and tell you that a human didn't draw it. It took about 8 minutes for the system to draw all of these different logos. It took about 8 minutes. Imperfections and all. Now, it didn't give me a whole bunch of layers with empty space like you might have had with Adobe Illustrator. Every layer had something on there. And you know, I had asked it to put each body part in its own layer. It didn't do that. But I'm okay with what it did. I'm just here on the floor. I can't believe what I just saw. If I had given this AI a perfect logo, it would have given me the same perfection back. That's absolutely amazing. I can't give you any investment advice, but I'll say anyone who owns Quiver.AI, they're going to make a lot of money. If this is what the future holds for logo design, my goodness gracious, they're going to have to start giving certificates of special workmanship with every logo so that there is an attestation that a human really created it. I haven't imported these other two logos into my Affinity, and I could have used Adobe Illustrator. I have a copy of Adobe Illustrator here, but I prefer to use Affinity. I told you, my goodness gracious, I've never seen anything like this. I just hope everybody watching this can see the magnitude of what I'm talking about here, of what we have just seen, of the revolution that we're about to undertake. In any case, as I promised, I'm still going to take this logo to a logo house. Okay? And they're going to make it perfect and beautiful. It's going to have a lot of human effort going into it. But wow. For those people who don't care about trademarks, or for those few logo artists that are going to remain honest and manually create their own logos, they have to at least be aware that this is out there. Again, this is Quiver.AI. And ladies and gentlemen, leave me your comments. I'm really floored. Just leave me your comments. Tell me what you think about this amazing technology. If it only gets better than this, it only gets better. I think their next future versions are going to be able to group the layers into sections if requested. And that's going to be amazing when that happens. As my product develops, this character that I've created here, I'll keep you all updated. If you'd like to have more relevant content like this, please like and subscribe. Okay? And again, this was Quiver.AI. Okay? Again, I'm not going to tell you to invest, but my goodness gracious, this really is the future of AI-driven logo design. It's an impressive future. I still believe with all my heart that a professional has to handle these things. And in fact, the way that the laws are now, you pretty much need a professional to redo anything that AI produces so it can have the sufficient amount of human effort in it so that it can qualify for copyright protection. Again, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not giving anyone investment advice, but it's just amazing that such a tool as this one truly exists. Please subscribe to my channel. Again, this is your friend, Antonio, signing out.